15, 16, 17 years of age. And we came to events like this and we just thought it was going to be boring. You know, y'all should be very excited because y'all had a chance to skip school today, right? Yes! Shoot. I remember I would come up to an event like this and wonder, okay, what is this all about? Now, one thing I want to share with you is my experiences. Of course, I work on 99 Jams, but when I talk to kids of your age, I always want to ask them a question like, what are they passionate about? What is it that you love to do right now? Just think about it. You would do it for free. I believe when you know what you're passionate about, that's your God-given gift. That's what He has created you to be. And He's created already a platform for you. So all you have to do is get in contact with your spiritual inner self and ask yourself, what is it, that was me talking to myself then. What is it that I'm passionate about? I'll share a story. When I was probably about, let's say, 4 years old, 5, 6 years old, I was, let's say 7. I was an only child. I would sit in the room by myself and talk to who? Myself. I would act like I was commentating a football game. And Dan Marino drops back to pass. He throws the ball downfield. Mark Clayton catches the ball. It's a touchdown and the crowd goes wild. Now my mother would have company over in the living room. Mind you, I'm in the bedroom all by myself. The The company would ask my mother, who is he talking to? And she would say, oh, he's not talking to anyone. You mean to tell me he's in the room making all that noise? Talking to himself? And she said, yeah. And I just enjoy just being creative, being on a stage, talking to people. And I realized at that time, that's what I was passionate about. I said, country. All right? The call letters were KHK. Very close to KKK. Right? But it didn't matter. It was the opportunity that was presented to me, and I wanted to be on the radio. It didn't matter. I didn't have to start at the #1 radio station. I didn't necessarily have to start immediately, like Generation Y wants things immediately. They want things quickly. They don't put things in the oven, they put it in the microwave. They don't call to say happy birthday, they text. Right? Some people do call, but not like we used to. How many people talk to 10 people on the phone a day? And then I realized I'm actually doing exactly what I was always passionate about. So I just want you, while you're sitting here at this event, Education for a Better America, to ask yourself, what is it that you are passionate about? Because that is your God-given gift. All right? Amen to that? Amen. All right. Give yourself a round of applause. We're ready to keep this moving. Dominique, you ready? Okay, coming to the stage right now. What we have to do, it's definitely all about you. We have to present the colors. So introducing G. Holmes Braddock Senior High School, Navy JROTC Unit, and Captain Juan Fernandez.
Colors. Up. Up. Ice. Present. Colors.
Will you please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carry. Colors. Right. Ice. Forward. March. Colors.
Please remain standing until the colors have been retired. Next, coming to the stage, we have Miss Rhonda Van Gates, Miami-Dade Public Schools. Get ready for the roll call.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Who in their right mind would want to go after this gentleman? I can't dance and I don't have any money to give away. What I am here for this morning is to welcome you on behalf of Miami-Dade County Public Schools. And since we did what we normally do in school, the Pledge of Allegiance, now we need to do the roll call. I need to know what school has the most school spirit. So very quickly, Washington in the house. Hialeah, Miami Lakes. Let me say that again. Hialeah, Miami Lakes. We're gonna work on that. Miami Homestead, where are you? Stuck in traffic, okay. Miami Addison. Stuck in traffic. Miami Carroll City. High School. Where are you? Traffic. I'll be stuck in traffic. Miami Northwestern Senior High School. Miami Springs Senior High School. All right, what about Robert Morgan Senior High School? Okay, who's the judge? Who's judging this competition? All right, South Miami Senior High School. Southwest. Miami Sunset, are you in the... And lastly, South Day Senior High, where are you? Okay, you guys are right in the front. You can do better than that. South Day Senior High, where are you? Give all of yourselves a round of applause.
I'm going to do my graduate research in the Amazon, then bring what I have learned back to my community.
I'm going to run for Congress.
I'm going to start a company in China.
I'm going to create something no one has ever seen before.
I'm going to dream it,
Then do it.
And from here on out,
For the rest of my life,
I'm going to be a Panther.
a Panther.
an FIU Panther.
Hi, I'm DeJuan Wright, senior guard from your FIU men's basketball. Come take a tour of campus with me.
It's getting close. Hey, my name's Wes Carroll, quarterback for your FIU football team. Come on, let's throw the ball around a little bit. Oh yeah.
Hey, that's what it needs to be.
Good morning again. Please help me welcome Mr. Douglas, or Dr. Douglas Warthog, Provost, Executive Vice President, and Chief Operating Officer of Florida International University.
Well, we really love the enthusiasm and I had nothing to do with that. So, the last video that you saw was what the projection is of what this university is going to look like in 2020. So that by then, of course, we anticipate that you will all be alumni of FIU, and as you saw, one of the things there was how the Alumni Center is going to look as well. So it has been a very dynamic campus. I've met some people this morning who have last been here 10 years ago and could hardly find their way around because of all the changes that have taken place. So we're really delighted to be able to welcome you to our campus, to have this opportunity of strengthening our ties with the Miami-Dade County Public School System. We have worked with them extensively in a program that we call Access. And ACCESS stands for Achieving Community Collaboration in Education and Student Success. This is very results oriented. We have meetings on a quarterly basis with the superintendent and our president, and we really look at ways of making sure that we're providing access to all the students in our community, but more so than that, we're making sure that we have all the material in place, all the support in place to make sure that any student who comes prepared and really wants to have a college education can be assured that they're going to be able to graduate from FIU and have that education and get a good job in our community. So we're really thrilled to participate in this particular event. It's great for you today to learn more about ways of assuring your academic success and your success in your life and your careers. And it's also a great way, we trust, for you to learn more about FIU so that when you do come to college, you'll decide that this is the right place for you, because we certainly fully believe and are committed to the fact that this is the right university for you. So welcome and have a great day.
Once again, give it up for the Provost. Provost. Right? Did I say that right? Okay, I'm just making sure, How you doing? You good? You liking the program thus far? Okay, y'all want to get back to partying, right? Y'all playing hooky, I see. But we still have some more stuff we want to definitely share with you, and make sure you're able to absorb all the information that we're going to give you this morning. So next up, FIU Office of Administrations and Financial Aid.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Oh, I don't like that. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, my name is Courtney McLean, and I am an admissions coordinator in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. Some of you may know me, some of you may not, but I'm going to give you a chance. Now, I want to continue with the energy that we had this morning. So I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions. The lovely individuals provided you with a nice cheat sheet earlier. So if you get the answer right, you will get a t-shirt. No, but I didn't ask the question yet. So I have 4 questions that I'm going to ask you. I want you guys to be ready. You have to make sure that you let me get the question out first, and you have to answer the question correctly. I'm going to ask you question number 1. Wait, okay. 30 seconds. Come on, 30 seconds. Okay, you ready? Okay. First question. What does FIU stand for? The young man right there in the red sweater. You have to stand up. I can't hear you. Go ahead. Okay, yeah, thank you. He gets a shirt. It's real easy, real easy. Second question. How many, I didn't even ask the question yet. How many campuses do we have? Okay, you're right, correct. She gets a shirt right here. We have 3 different campuses. The main campus here, our Biscayne Bay campus, and we have a small satellite campus in Pembroke Pines. We have 3, very good. 2 more opportunities to get a shirt. What? Let me get it out first. What are our colors? Right here in the middle. Stand up for me. Stand up for me. No, the one, stand. Say it again. You have to be confident. If you're not confident, okay, we'll go. Okay, this young lady gets a shirt here in the middle. Last question. Last question. What is our mascot? Right here. Right there. Right there. You, yeah. You have to know the young lady right here. What's the name? What's our, say it again. No, not yet. No. Right here. What? Nope. Right here in the white jacket. Wait. What is it? Yes, Golden Panther. See? She said what? Florida. Did you say? Oh, no, that doesn't. Nope, doesn't count. Nope. We have to do another question. I already gave you the answer. One more question. She said Florida Panther. That was not correct. So I gave you the answer, but we can't do that one. One last question. Now, you know that the Golden Panther is our mascot. What is the name of our mascot? Yep, that's right. Rory the Panther. That's his name. See? So, all of you may not have had the opportunity to win a shirt, but there's an opportunity for you to win valuable information today. This is the thing. No, you have to listen to what I'm telling you. This is something to get you engaged. Now you're paying attention and you're well aware of the information that is going to be presented to you today. You guys are here because there's a lot of potential in this room and people believe in you and what you can accomplish. I'm also one of those individuals. How many seniors do I have in here? Have all of you applied to college? How many juniors do I have in here? All right. All right, yes, sir, okay. How many sophomores do I have? Okay, and how many freshmen do I have? Oh, okay. For all of you here, the information is still the same. There are different levels in how you have to prepare to get to the same result. And what you guys are doing here today is you're going to learn, you're going to communicate, you're going to take this information back with you not only to your communities but to your parents. This is a way to prepare you for a great future. And if you take all of the tips and tools that we give you here today, you're going to find that your transition into getting into college and pursuing your dreams is going to be a lot easier. Okay? Now, your college and career path. How many of you want to be doctors, lawyers, judges, governors? Well, there's a lot of you that have great potential to do great things, but you have to figure out a plan on how to get there, what to do, and how to map out that goal. I want you guys to know that there's nothing that's off limits for you. Whatever it is that you want to do, I believe that Mr. from 99 Jams, I'm sorry I forgot your name, but I love you. But Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas, he said something about finding your passion. And he said that when he found his passion, he was happy, and you can see that he's successful in everything that he's doing. That's what I want you guys to do. When you choose your career, find something that you're passionate about. A lot of you may hear, well, I just want to get a job. I want to make sure that I make a lot of money. And that's one side of the coin. But if you pick something and you choose something that you're passionate about, you'll never work a day in your life. I am everyone's student. Every path that I've taken, you guys will probably take. I share my story. Why? Because it's important. I didn't start off traditionally at a college. I enlisted in the military. I served my time in the military. When I left the military, I decided I wanted to go back to school. So I went to Miami-Dade. I received my AA degree, and I transferred into a state institution. My passion at that time, what I thought was my passion, was to be the first African-American woman in the Supreme Court. I had a plan on what I wanted to do and how I wanted to achieve that goal. So I ended up finding a job with the United States Marshal Service, and I was a deputy for a few years. Why? Because you get to work with judges. I was able to network and do a lot of different things. But then when I found that that wasn't my passion, what truly made me happy, I had to make a decision. Being in the field of education is something that I never thought that I would be. I never thought that I would be here speaking to students about how to achieve their goals and how to really focus on their dreams. My job was to change the laws. My job was to make sure that you guys were kept safe. But when I saw it as being a job and not something that made me happy, I switched over to this field. Here I am at FIU. I work long hours. Was I making the same amount of money? Probably not. But guess what? I never work. I never work because this is something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy recognizing your potential and letting you know the possibilities and things that are endless for you. Now that I'm here, I can tell you the biggest success story I have is not me graduating from college. It's you graduating from college. And I know that no matter where you start, I know that you're going to get your degree, and I know that at the end of the day, I've done exactly what I've been called to do. So what I want you guys to realize is your passion. How are you going to get there? Make a list of things that you want to do and things that you like. If you like to swim and you want to do some things that have to do with water, find out exactly what that is. Some of you want to be doctors. You want to help people. You want to serve in the community. Find out what career goals follow up with that. Some of you who want to be teachers, find out exactly what you want to do. Once you have that plan mapped out, you know that the transition is going to be easier. Now, colleges and universities. We're going to touch on this inside of the presentation, but you're sitting here at one of the finest universities in the world. I will say that. I'm saying that because our vision is we believe in our kids, we believe in your future. We will invest in you. The community has invested in you. Taxpayers invest in you. I'm a taxpayer. Every time they take taxes out of my check, I know it's going towards your education, so I want a return on my investment. I want to make sure that you are using every resource available so that you can succeed. We're going to talk about the different types of colleges and universities, what these particular places offer you, the degrees, how you do your research. All of that is going to be covered in my presentation. So, we talked about your career path. What do you want to do, and how are you going to get there? Begin with the end in mind. Now, you might be thinking, what does that mean? That means as soon as you find the end result to whatever it is you're going to do, you develop a plan and how to get there. You make sure that you do your research. And you're going to hear me say that a lot this morning. Do your research, because that's the only way that you're going to be prepared. You guys have to take responsibility for your education. You have to be aggressive with it. If you know this is where you want to be and this is what you want to do, make sure that you never let an opportunity for you to achieve these goals slip through your fingers. Think about your long-term goals. Like I said before, you know you want to go to college. You know you want to have this particular career. So what are you going to do to get there? Long-term goals are not things that you can accomplish right now at this moment. But you know that if you plan and prepare, you'll get there. No matter what the obstacles are, this should be your motivation, knowing that you're going to get there. Don't give up, because the road may be tough. You may find yourself crying, stressed out about some things. You may not get the grade on the exam that you're looking for, but if you know that the end result is you graduating from high school and going into college, getting that degree, it's all worth it. Try out a lot of different things. How many of you have been outside of the United States before? How many of you go on a frequent basis? Not with your family, you're just going by yourself. Okay. The reason why I say try a lot of different things is this. When you go on vacation with your family, it's not really education driven. You're probably sitting with your family, you're riding around, you're probably doing a lot of eating, you might be sleeping. If you've never had the opportunity to go to different countries where you don't speak the dialect, do that. If you have the opportunity, let's just say, to have an internship and it says you have to be in Italy for a few months during the summer, go ahead and take that opportunity and go. Here at FIU, we have a great study abroad program, and a lot of other universities do as well. But you guys have to take advantage of all the resources that are given to you. Make sure that you use this to build your resume. When you're in college, you're building your brand and who you are as an individual. That means that when you graduate from college, when you create a resume, it shouldn't be what should I put, it should be how much should I put. Because you've done so much and experienced so much, it's overwhelming for you to put it down on a piece of paper. Seek mentors and professionals. Attach yourself to someone. You guys are in school, shadow your teachers. They may know someone for you. You guys have to do community service. Guess what? Attach yourselves to them. You can learn a lot. What I want you guys to start thinking about doing is attach yourself to someone who is totally different from you. You can learn a lot from them, and they can learn a lot from you. You can train. You can pick up valuable things that can help you be successful in life. I have 3 mentors. All of them couldn't be any more different from the other. Physically, they're different, but their goal is the same, to make sure that I'm a better me at the end of the day. Whenever I achieve success, that means that they've done exactly what they're supposed to do. Make sure you're reaching out to your mentors. Look in your churches, look in your community. Make sure that you're aggressive with it, because I'm also a mentor. Just because I'm a mentor doesn't mean I don't have anyone mentoring me. And I take pride in my kids. When they succeed, I succeed. When they're down, I'm down. It's a team. And if you continue to lean on that, you'll see how successful you guys can become. Colleges and universities. Benefits of going to college. Okay. How many of you are taking dual enrollment courses right now? Okay. To those of you who are taking dual enrollment courses, and let me explain that. That is the opportunity for you as a high school student to take college courses while you're, pursuing your dreams and figuring out what you want to do. So you kind of got a head start. When you get to college, you're going to find out that you're going to be challenged everywhere you go. You're going to challenge your thinking, the way you process your information. You're going to be challenged in your relationships. Everything that you come across in college is going to challenge you. I want you guys to make sure that you're stepping out of the box. Challenge yourself. If you get the opportunity to participate in research efforts, do that. You want to make sure you push yourself to the limit, so much to the point where it's like a sponge. Your mind is like a sponge, and you're soaking up everything, every opportunity. It greatly increases your employment options. Let me tell you, if you have a college degree, your chances of getting a job is better than those who don't. You are marketable. That means that no matter what the job is, the fact that you have a college degree puts you in the running to be employed. The last thing that you want to do is apply for a job and you don't have a college degree. Not having a college degree limits you in what you can do. It doesn't give you a foundation of someone who has a college degree. Why? Because they haven't had the training that you have. Employers are looking for that. You can always build on that. When it comes time for you guys to get raises, if you have a college degree, that can help. Outside scholarship opportunities on a job, that can help. Internships and student organizations. We found that students who are in college and participate in different activities and events fare better than those who don't. I want you guys to get involved in something. Doesn't matter what it is, and doesn't matter what the meaning is behind it, get involved in something, because there's always a way for you to assume leadership roles and responsibilities. I know that they have this Harry Potter group on campus. It's supposed to be like widgets or something, I don't know, something like that. And people are running around with brooms and all kinds of things. They can't fly, but they're doing that. But someone found that there was an interest in that. The club did not exist. So 10 students got together, developed a mission statement on what they wanted to do, and now they have that club organized here on campus. The same opportunities lie with you. What if you come to FIU or any other institution and you say, there's nothing here that really sparks my interest, I want to come up with something on my own? Use that to develop your leadership skills, because that is something that will show, number one, you can take direction and give it, and when you get ready to graduate from college, it's also something that you can put on your resume. Everyone can learn from you, and you can learn from them, and that's where student organizations and things come from. The types of colleges and universities. Community colleges. Everybody is familiar with MDC, right? What about Broward College? You know about Broward College? Okay. Now, these institutions are two-year institutions where you can get your AA degree. Some of them now have four-year degree programs. If you decide that this is the best option for you, do your research and figure out why. Number one, they're more cost-effective than other colleges and universities, and they may have special scholarship programs. Right now at MDC, they have something called the American Dream Scholarship. If you qualify for that scholarship, it pays for your first 2 years at MDC along with your books. These are things that you guys should be researching. The next thing, four-year universities. Universities like FIU, FSU, University of Miami, they're all four-year institutions. That means that you don't stop after your second year. You continue on to get your bachelor's degree. You have different degree programs and different majors in what you want to do, and it doesn't limit you. Also, if you decide that you want to get a master's degree, you want to go to medical school, things of that nature, these universities can prepare you, and you can attend these schools. Public and private. What I want you seniors to understand, you guys are going to graduate and go off to college. If you haven't made your decision yet, please make sure that you take the time to do it as soon as possible. Notice I said as soon as possible. Why? If you are going to college out of area, housing is something that is important. And you need to make sure that you finalize everything that you need and counting the cost. State universities or public universities are normally less inexpensive than the private universities. That means that for Florida residents, we offer you the opportunity to get a quality education that will not break your pocket. Private universities are generally more expensive. They do have similarities with public universities in that we offer mostly the same degree programs. There are large state universities and small state universities. There are large private institutions and small ones. But the cost is usually the difference. If you are attending a private university, make sure that you have all of your finances in order. Make sure that you've done your research. Juniors and sophomores and freshmen, the same thing. When we start to talk about researching, this is something that you guys need to pay attention to. Technical schools. Some of you have heard of Robert Morgan, maybe Lindsay Hopkins. These are technical schools. This is a way for you to gain your education, but be able to be employed in the workplace. If you want to be an LPN, if you've heard about that particular profession, that's usually at the technical school level. They still have opportunities for you to gain scholarships when you're doing this, but you also have to make sure that you count the costs as well and see exactly what will be covered if you choose this as your option. Regional accreditation. Regional accreditation means this. Let's just say I go to a school in New York. I want to transfer, I want to go to school, and I'm from Miami and I want to go back home. When I apply, they tell me, I'm sorry, but we can't accept your degree. And I say, well, why? Well, because your school is not accredited here. It's not nationally accredited or accredited within our region. When you guys are making your college choices, this is something that is very important. You can still get a great education, but if you decide to go from one institution to the other, the ability for that institution to accept your credits is something that you need to research. It may push you back if they don't accept your credits. So make sure when you're doing your college research, if they're nationally accredited, great. If they're regionally accredited, that may be good, but you need to find out if you want to go to medical school and things of that nature, if they're going to accept your degree. Now, as an admissions recruiter, this is my favorite part of the process. Why? Because this is what I do all day, every day. Getting you guys ready to apply to FIU and any other college or university that you're interested in. To the seniors, you know the process already. To the juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, when you get ready to apply to a college or university, my advice is to do your research and apply in the summer. You apply in the summer, number one, because you already have your schools listed. You have an active application on file. When you get back to school, you do a request to have your high school transcript sent to that college or university. When you get back to school, you're going to see how many students have not applied and paid attention to the application process. Taking the SAT and ACT is also something that's very important. You don't want to wait until your senior year to take these exams. You want to make sure that you do it as early as possible. Ninth graders, right now, your focus should just be on making sure that your GPA is strong enough to transition into your sophomore year in high school. To the sophomores, guess what? Your last day of school, you're technically a junior. If you have not signed up in your sophomore year to take the PSAT, you're behind the power curve a little bit. I want you to make sure you prepare and sign up to take the SAT or ACT. You can take it in the spring of your junior year, but it's best that you take it early. Number one, you expose yourself to the exam a lot earlier. You're not stressed out. If you're doing your research, you know exactly what colleges and universities are looking for, so when you retest, you know exactly what you need to do. If you received a high score already, you should retest for scholarship purposes. Merit scholarships are based on GPA and SAT scores here at FIU. So if you do well, you can have your education paid for, and a lot of other universities do that too. Also, you want to make sure that if you're taking dual credit or dual enrollment, I want to touch on this. If you are making C's and below in dual enrollment, guess what? These credits go towards your college education. They are a permanent part of your college transcript, and they follow you everywhere you go. If you're taking dual enrollment, please make sure that you're doing B's and above if you can. If you got a C and you're taking 2 dual enrollment courses next semester, do your best to bring up your GPA. For example, you say, I have a 4.0 GPA, I have a 2,000 on the SAT, I'm taking dual enrollment, but my college GPA is a 1.9. Universities reserve the right, if you are admitted, to deny your application and to revoke your admission based on that. The reason why they do that is because you're not in good standing when you come into the university. So make sure you're doing well. If you know you cannot do well in these classes, speak to the person who is enrolling you in dual enrollment. Switch and find another class. We will take your credits, but we want you to do well. Deadlines. Deadlines, deadlines, deadlines. They're very important. To some of you who are going to school out of state, and if you haven't submitted your housing deposit, you may not have a place to live. You want to make sure that you've also secured your tuition deposit. Why? Because it reserves your seat. Deadlines are important because there are other students who are waiting to figure out if you're coming or not. And if you're not coming, guess what's going to happen? They're going to put another student in your spot who's ready to go. Make sure, juniors, when you apply, make sure you pay attention to the application deadlines. I attended a director's event this week, and deadlines was something that was covered. Students have to pay attention to the deadlines. If you know the deadline is November 1st, please don't stay up all night on October 31st trying to fill out the application. It's not going to work for you. Some of these applications are made to make you think and to make sure that you complete them accurately. So, how to learn more? The first thing that you guys have done is you're doing a campus tour, which is great. Any college and university that you're interested in, campus tours are important. Number one, that's going to be your home for the next 4 years. You need to make sure that when you visit the campus, see how the staff treats you. See exactly if we have your major or not. See exactly if you can envision yourself walking down the halls of that prospective college or university. When you go on tour today, I understand that you all have choices. I understand exactly that FIU may not be at the top of your list. But what I want you to do is envision yourselves walking the halls of FIU. I want you to envision yourself walking the campus. College should feel like home to you as soon as you step foot on campus. This is where I want to be should resonate with you. And if it doesn't, you kind of need to adjust some things and figure out where you need to be. What I want you guys to do, juniors, I want you over the summer to go to the dollar store, go to the Dollar Tree. You can go to Target where they have these 99-cent spot things in the front, and I want you to get 2 notebooks, one for you and one for your parents. You guys have different ways of looking at the college process. Your parents, if they haven't been to school before, may need to have something that they can refer to as they're accompanying you to these college fairs that you have at your high schools. You all have a different notebook because you have schools that you want to go to. Your parents have a list of schools that they can afford to send you to. So you have to have a medium. Every university that you're interested in, do your research. Find out how large the university is. If you like the city, find out if they have your degree program. Find out if there are study abroad opportunities. Find out if they have scholarship opportunities. Find out if you can do research. These are different things that you can do to help you prepare. Your college advisor, your CAP advisor. Some of you have great CAP advisors that I've met. Ms. Hart is one. Ms. Gilman is one. Ms. Ross is one. Ms. White is one. You all have, and the other CAP advisors are great. I don't have a personal relationship with them, but the ones that I do have a personal relationship with, they're the same as your counselors. They should be your best friend throughout this entire process. If they don't know you on a first name basis, guess what? They need to. And the reason why they do that is if I come into your school, for example, or any other college recruiter from any other institution, they say, I have 5 students who are dying, and they say dying to come to your university, and I need you to talk to them. Already we're engaged. We already know that we're going to talk to you about our prospective institutions, but we're engaged on who you are as a student. They're your best friend for scholarship opportunities. Connect U or Connect EDU is a scholarship resource that is in some of your schools. If you don't have that, get with your CAP advisor. Your CAP advisor gets scholarship updates every week. You should be applying for at least 5 to 7 scholarships every single day. I'm going to give you a tip that I give all of my students. When you apply for scholarships, you can use the same essay. Why? Number one, it's a general essay. Whatever they're asking you about, just fix the wording to fit the topic or subject, submit it, and move on. Those of you who have a 3.3 unweighted GPA or higher, there's also a benefit for you called the Gates Millennium Scholarship. This scholarship, if you're awarded this scholarship, pays for you no matter where you want to go to school, including your master's degree programs. There are a lot of places, Walmart, Target, Sprint, Verizon, GMC. A lot of these places are offering you scholarships. There's no better time for you to apply than now. Sophomores, same thing. Start your research and start applying for scholarships. 9th graders, guess what? You are technically sophomores, your last day of school. Start doing your research and applying for scholarships. Start researching this information at the institutions that you're interested in because it can help you. Now, college university admissions counselors like myself are happy to assist you at any point in time throughout this process. I want you guys to know that if you have any questions about anything, please don't hesitate to ask. There is a lot of talent and potential in this room. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I can believe in you all day long. But if you don't take the steps to believe in yourself, there's nothing I can do to guide you and mold you into that college student that comes and sees me every day. I have students from your respective schools who represent you here on this campus. When you come to FIU and any other college or university, you're not just a student, you're a part of a family. Everything that you need, we're here for you to provide it for you. So take this opportunity, take notes. If you have questions, make sure you ask these questions so that we can get you to the right resources and individuals that can help you. So, before I introduce the individual for financial aid, which is one of the most important people that you're going to talk to, why? Because you need to figure out how you're going to pay for college. I want to thank you, number one, for being attentive this morning. I know you, thank you. I know that it was tough for you guys to get up this morning. Some of you, if you live down south where I was, it was raining cats and dogs this morning. And it was really, hectic to get here, but you're here, and I appreciate this. Because it shows that you're interested in your education. It shows that you're willing to do the work. It shows that you're willing to connect with individuals who have been where you are. So what I want you guys to do inside of your FIU bags, they're contact cards. Make sure that you fill those out. Make sure that your names are written clearly. Email address, phone number, and what is your desired major. This is how we contact you, and this is how we track you as potential students here. It should be inside of your folder. If you open up your folder, it should be inside. Inside of this, that thing there, that same card there. Make sure you fill it out. I look forward to seeing all of you. To all of you seniors, congratulations. You've done an excellent job and you are going to college. Please do well. Please do well. Please do well. To all of you juniors, look at the seniors who are going away to college. You will be sitting in this seat next year. Okay? Right now, I'm going to introduce the individual from financial aid. And she can come up.
Okay, good morning, students, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Corinne Leducer, and I'm from the Financial Aid Office here at FIU. So this morning, I'm just going to share some general information with you guys. And again, the admissions counselors, your CAP advisors, your principals, everyone might stress that I am the most important person that you would want to speak with. 'Tis true. By a show of hands, who has a job here? By a show of hands. Okay. By a show of hands, who purchases a cup of coffee every morning? Okay, you over here in the white shirt, who raised your hand? How much is that cup of coffee? I'm sorry? You say like $1 or so for a small coffee? Okay. So if you purchase a cup of coffee, let's say 1 cup every morning, Monday through Friday, for a month, how much would you spend? $30 or so? Okay. How much do you guys think it costs for 1 credit at FIU? $2,000. Over here was right. It's about $200 for in-state students per credit hour, and that's not even 1 full class. How much credits is 1 full class worth? About 3 credits. So how much money is that? $600. So if you wanted to come to school for full time, let's say 12 credits, how much money would you spend per semester for a fall semester, August through December? About $2,000 and more, right? How much of you guys here, who here wants to spend over $2,000 out of your own pocket or your parents' pocket per semester for about 4 to 5 months? Any of you guys here? Didn't think so. All right. So today I'm going to talk to you about ways of not having to spend a lot of money on college. Now, don't get me wrong, it is an educational investment. It is a big, big investment. And a lot of you might know about scholarship opportunities. A lot of you guys might know about loans and are scared of them. A lot of you guys might know about different grants and different ways that you can pay for school. So my goal today is to get you familiar with these types of money opportunities and to give you some information to get started. I want you to keep in mind that it starts when you are a freshman. It's not only when you're a sophomore, junior, senior, but scholarships and a lot of opportunities start your freshman year. So that's something to keep in mind for those of you who's just entering into high school. So the type of financial aid that we have scholarships, which is based off of merit or talent. So that's students who have high GPAs, great SAT scores, great ACT scores, students who are really engaged in their academics, okay? A lot of schools might give you a free ride to go to the school. A lot of schools might not give you anything. So when you're a freshman, when you're a sophomore, junior, senior, and you are in tune with your grades and you are getting good grades, your chances of getting these scholarships increase. Like the representative before me said, there are scholarships out there that students are not even applying to. I heard about a scholarship that was for females. Okay, the scholarship application was open for about 3 months. No females applied, but one male applied and he got that scholarship. Why? Because no one else applied for it. There is money out there that you guys need to be aware of, that you guys want to make sure that you're always engaged in and applying to. There's lots of websites. The same way you go on Facebook or the same way you're going on your social media, make sure you have profiles for these scholarship search engines where you can search for scholarships, or you can get an alert. You can get an email every time there's a scholarship that interests you. You right here in the blue, what's your favorite color? Blue, all right. There's a scholarship for that. There's a scholarship for students whose favorite color is blue. You right here in the red dress, what is your favorite activity? Do you like sports? You don't like sports. You like sports. Okay, her neighbor likes sports. There's a scholarship for that, promise you. If you have 6 toes, there might be a scholarship for that too. I promise there are scholarships for a lot of different scenarios. Just make sure that you guys are applying. You guys don't believe me? Watch. Go ahead and sign on to these scholarship search engines, and you will find lots of opportunities. Now, grants. Grants is a type of financial aid that's given to you based off of your need. So a lot of you are going to apply, or most of you, or all of you, are going to apply for financial aid with your parents. Now, your parents can make a certain amount of money, and you and your parents might not feel successful financially. You might feel that you cannot pay for over $2,000 in college, and you might feel that, hey, I should get some money from the government. Chances are the government's feelings is not the same as yours, okay? So that's something to keep in mind, that when you are going to college, not everything is given to you. Some things you have to work for. And unfortunately, sometimes you have to borrow loans, but that's okay if you do. If you have to borrow funds, just make sure you're borrowing wisely. Make sure you're making the right decisions. Make sure, like the representative before me said, that you are planning out your goals. And you're going to know how much it's going to cost, whether you're going to a community college, whether you're going to a private school, a public school, whether you're getting your associates, your bachelor's, and you're going to go on to get your master's. There's a lot of opportunities out there, and you just want to make sure you know how much it costs and what sources of money are there for you. Now, employment, that's if you work on campus and you get a paycheck. So a lot of you guys didn't have jobs. Look into work-study opportunities where you can get a job on campus, networking in the career field that you want while getting paid to go to school. So again, the categories of financial aid is gift aid. That's aid that you do not have to pay back. By a show of hands, who wants to receive gift aid? Aid that you don't have to give back. All right. Now there's also self-help aid. Again, that's employment, and then also loans. So the types of gift aid that we have here at FIU, we have the Pell Grant, we have the Florida Student Opportunity Grant, we have Bright Futures, we have a lot of institutional grants and state scholarships, etc. By a show of hands, who is familiar with Florida Bright Futures Scholarship? Okay, all right, that's a good amount of you. Now you want to keep in mind that the regulations for Bright Futures changes every so often. Okay, the demand is much higher. The expectations are getting higher. Okay, so when you are going through your junior year and you're taking your SATs and your ACTs, look to see what are the qualifications for Bright Futures. See if you can meet those expectations and see if you can get a little bit of gift aid to help you pay for school. It's free money that you don't have to give back, and it's all given to you based off of your talent and your skills. Now again, more so on self-help aid, we have the Federal Work Study Program, we have America Reads, and also community service. So if you wanted to major in something in sports management, let's say, and if you had an opportunity to work with the basketball team and get paid for that, and use that money to pay for school and get experience, and then maybe get a job after that, pretty sure most of you guys would take that. So look into those different opportunities when you're building your resume and when you're looking for internships and when you're looking for ways to pay for school, also look into Federal Work Study. Now again, the loan programs, the difference between the two types of loans that you'll see when you fill out a financial aid application are subsidized and unsubsidized. So for those of you who have to borrow loans, the smartest one to borrow would be a subsidized loan. Why? Because the interest is not building while you're in school. So you can go to school, you can borrow this money, you can pay for your classes, and the government will pay your interest while you're in school. So when you graduate, the money that you borrowed is the same amount. So your opportunity to pay that money back is easier rather than getting an unsubsidized loan. So those are things to keep in mind. When you are borrowing money, how much are the interest rates? How much is going to be your repayment when you get out of school? Are you going to have a job to pay back these loans? So this is information more on the loans. When you are a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, and a senior in college, there are different loan limits that you can borrow. So keep that in mind. They don't like to give freshmen a lot of money because sometimes they'll go and buy a new car, sometimes they'll go shopping, sometimes they won't know what to do with it. So you just want to keep in mind that if you think that school is going to be free, and if it's not, then I'm just going to borrow all the money I can, you have another thing to think about. So again, when you are mapping out your goals and when you're planning for school, make sure that you know, okay, if I have to borrow a loan, how much can I get? That's something to consider as well. Now, the most important things as far as applying for financial aid, you have to meet the qualifications. So it's not only academically, but it's also you have to be a U.S. citizen or an eligible non-citizen. For males between the ages of 18 to 25, you have to register for selective service. This is a big thing. Does anyone know what selective service is? You're back here in the white shirt. All the way back there. You said you know what selective service is? Can you tell us what selective service is? Okay. Okay. All right. How many males here would like to go to a war when you're 19 years old? Oh, we have some. All right. The point is, males, even if you do not want to register for selective service because you tell yourself, I am never going to go to a war, they're not going to use me. Guess what? If you don't register, you cannot receive financial aid. So keep that in mind. Make sure you meet the qualifications. And then more importantly, you have to be admitted into a degree-seeking program. So just depending on what program you're taking, whether it's an associate's, whether it's a bachelor's, whether it's a certificate, keep in mind that different programs have different costs, and you have to be registered for a program that's eligible to receive financial aid. Now, how to apply for financial aid. It all starts with the FAFSA application. That stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. Now, the FAFSA is free, okay? It takes about roughly 30 minutes to complete. So I know some students who were coming to FIU and they did not know how to fill out a FAFSA, them and their parents. So they sought some help and they found somebody to help them fill out their FAFSA, and they charged them $100 for their services, okay? This student came to FIU, the FAFSA was filled out incorrectly, and on top of that, they weren't eligible for any financial aid. So students, you wanna make sure that you are aware of the way to fill out an application for free, the resources that you have financial aid counselors, you can always give us a call. You have your advisors, you have the admission staff, you have a lot of people willing and able to help you fill out the application. That only takes about 30 minutes. So if you want to invest 30 minutes of your time to get free money for school, I would go ahead and take that option. Now, when you do a financial aid application, everything is online. It's the glory of it. You don't have to sign any papers. You don't have to mail anything in. You just go online, you apply for a PIN. It's a 4-digit number that's given to you, and you do your application. Right there on the spot, you sign your application, sent off to schools. You can, I think, put up to 7 schools on your FAFSA. So just keep that in mind when you're applying. It's a very easy process. Now, things that you may need when you're filling out a FAFSA with your parents, the most important thing, you're gonna need the financial information. So your parents' tax returns, okay, your parents' W-2s, your W-2s if you worked, and you're providing that gallon of milk at the house, or you're buying your coffee every morning, you're gonna need that information before you do the FAFSA. You're gonna need your social security number, and then also your PIN. And again, this is information about Bright Futures. Okay, there's the academic scholarship, the medallion scholarship, and the vocational gold seal scholarship. Now you wanna keep in mind for that third one, the vocational scholarship. If you're planning on going to a technical school, very hands-on, let's say you want to be an auto technician, that's vocational. The scholarship would apply there. But if you wanted to go to a 4-year university with and get a Bachelor of Science, then your vocational scholarship is not going to be valid there. So that's, again, something to consider when you are applying for financial aid, the different types of financial aid, their terms and conditions, and the qualifications for them. Now, when to apply for Bright Futures. This is going to be your senior year in high school. So by show of hands, the seniors here, have you already applied for Bright Futures? Go ahead and raise your hand if you have. This side of the room, this one school. All right, other seniors, you guys gotta apply for Bright Futures. Oh, I see you, I didn't miss you. All right, you guys wanna make sure that you apply for Bright Futures, okay? If you do not complete the application before your senior year is up and you met the qualifications, guess what? You can't get that scholarship. Again, deadlines are important, so make sure that you're following the deadlines, you're paying attention to the application process, and you are, more importantly, applying. Now, the requirements for Bright Futures, as you see on the screen, you have to have a high school diploma, you cannot have any felony charges, and then and then more importantly, you need to meet the academic requirements. So that's your SAT scores, your ACT scores, your community service hours. That's another thing too. And your grades and your transcripts, etc. So these are the requirements for the academic scholarship for Bright Futures. It's the highest paying one. It used to be 100%, now it's not. Costs for college are increasing, but scholarships are decreasing. But the more scholarships you apply to, the chances you are for getting a free ride still. These are the requirements for the medallion scholarship. You want to keep in mind that when you get a scholarship, you also have to maintain the GPA and the credit hours to keep your scholarship. So for some of you who come, it's your freshman year, and you don't do so well, you used to have a free ride, and then what? So when you're getting into your sophomore year of college, all your money is taken away. What are you going to do then? So keep that in mind when you are applying for the scholarships and when you're doing great and excellent in high school. When you get to college, we expect the same thing. This is information for the vocational scholarship. Again, you want to keep in mind that this scholarship is applicable to schools that have vocational programs. And all this information you guys can find on Bright Future's website, so I'm going to go ahead and go through quickly. Okay, so additional scholarship information. Again, this is where you want to check with your high school guidance counselors, your CAP advisors. We don't have any Broward County schools here, so no BRACE advisors, but essentially you want to make sure that you're meeting with your counselors. They should have a list of scholarships for you to apply for. Make sure you are logging on to those search engines and you're applying for scholarships where your favorite color is blue, or if you have 6 toes, or if you like basketball. There's scholarships out there. And again, all it takes is a general essay, a general resume, and tweak it a little. So whatever that scholarship is calling for, and if you have a passion for that, and if you meet the qualifications, you already have it done. So keep that in mind as well when you're applying for scholarships, that you can have a general essay, a general resume. Just state your goals, your passions, your beliefs. And sometimes that's all you need. So again, you can check with the financial aid office here at FIU. Even if you are a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, give us a call. We can help you. We can help you find the search websites. We can help you get the private sponsors. We can help you apply for financial aid early. Some scholarships you have to apply when you're a freshman in high school. And when you do, you're guaranteed, say, $20,000, a full ride for all 4 years of college. Why? Because you paid attention while you were a freshman in high school. When you're filling out the FAFSA, again, you can send your application to several schools. FIU school code is up on the screen, it's 009635. You can always search for FIU when you're doing your FAFSA, so you don't have to memorize it. And important tips, you want to plan ahead. You want to apply early and be aware of deadlines. And you want to remember the financial aid applications are always free. For scholarships, even for loans, for your grants, it's always free. If they're going to charge you to give you money, doesn't make sense. So just be aware of that. And again, make sure you use your resources. All your counselors, the financial aid office staff, we're all here to assist you. Are there any questions about financial aid? Didn't think so. Awesome.
Someone has to have a question. Hold on, let me get over there. We want to be able to hear your question.
Yes.
She's turning red. She's turning red. Come on, stand up. Okay. Your name is?
Amber Pasquale. Oh.
You said that quite well. Okay, and your question is?
After you find out your award for financial aid, how do you access the money to use to pay for college?
Great question. So after you accept your money, most of your transactions are going to be electronic. So when it's time to release your funds, the financial aid will release your money to the cashier's office. The cashier's office will pay for all of your charges and fees on your account, and then whatever's left over will be given to you. You'll get a check in the mail if you're at FIU, or you can sign up for a direct deposit, and the extra funds can go to a checking account or a savings account. Now, if you don't have enough to cover, then once your financial aid is released, then you would pay the difference. So essentially, everything is done electronically. Okay?
Okay, we have another question.
Hi. I turned in my FAFSA, and they asked me for 2011 the transcript and the 2012 transcript, and I sent those in electronically. I'm going to FIU. And how long does that take to process? Because I've been waiting almost 3 weeks, and I haven't received an award yet.
Okay, that's another great question. And it's not only for FIU, it's for all students who are applying. When you apply for financial aid, let's say you get selected for verification, so they want to make sure that the information you put on your application is valid. Most of the documents are going to be submitted online. It's a very easy process, easy for you. So it's a matter of signing online, uploading documents to your to-do list or to an email or whatever method the financial aid office is using, and submitting them. Now, sometimes verification can take about 3 to 4 weeks to process. So for those of you who are applying right before the deadline, you might not get your money in time before school starts. And then you might not be able to start that semester. And then you might have to apply for readmissions. So it's a cycle. You want to make sure that you are well aware of the deadlines, and you want to make sure that you're aware that things take time to process. So for verification, it does take about 3 to 4 weeks. Okay.
When do we know the Bright Futures Award and how much we receive and when?
It depends on when you apply, and you would have to contact Bright Futures directly. So after you do your application, give Bright Futures a call and direct that question to Bright Futures. You're welcome. I'm sorry? Yes, so after you apply and you tell Bright Futures what school you're going to, they will send the funds to the school that you're going to. So Bright Futures application is directly with Bright Futures. It's not with the university that you're applying to. So, no, not at all. Say that again? Yes, different.
Once again, I'd like to see by you raising your hand, how many people know someone who has dropped out? Just raise your hand. Wow. That is an amazing number, and this event is called Education for a Better America, Higher Education Awareness Dropout Prevention. That's why we're here. That's why we're giving you the information. Now, I want to make sure everyone is in tune to what's going on. This is real talk right here, real talk. One thing they have not talked about is how much fun you can have in college. Yeah. I want you to look to the person on your left. Take a look at the person on your left. They're going to do this when you get to school. Take a look on the person at the person on your right. This is at orientation. At orientation, they're going to say, one of you are not going to be here in 4 years because of too much partying. Now, you can get your party on. I'm not saying you can't get your party on while you're in college, but the grades are what's most important. This is real talk. You go to school here in South Florida, you know South Beach is so enticing, you know? And as an air personality on 99 Jams, you know, I also work as a promoter, right? And as working as a promoter, there's one thing that I find that, well, I can make a lot of money being a promoter, right? But it's also on the other end, I take a look at that and I say, man, these people are stupid. Now, a lot of times when I go to school, you're trying to figure out what I mean. I'm going somewhere. Have you met Lil Wayne? Now, I'm not talking about these people in particular, but have you met Lil Wayne? Have you met, name someone, 2 Chainz? Throw it out there, someone. Athletes, football players, name them. Exactly. I know Rocky, he's cool too. One thing I do know is y'all all see this bottle popping that's going on, right? It's all glamorous, but it ain't nothing. Okay, as a promoter, I sit back and I say, okay, these guys want to come into my club and spend all this money, right? Sparkles all in the air, horns blaring. They got their table, they balling out of control. This is real talk. Real talk. And when you're done, they done spent $10,000. $10,000 for a table. Now, I know we got some aspiring football players, we got some aspiring basketball players, and we have some aspiring rappers in the audience right now. There are 7 billion people in the world. How many people make it to the NFL? There are 1,800 players in the NFL. 7 billion people in the world, 1,800 in the NFL. In the NBA, it's even fewer than that. It's 450 in the NBA. So for you aspiring athletes and aspiring rappers, I've been here in Miami 10 years. I've been in the business over 20. I've seen so many of them come and go. The point is, you see all of this. You admire this, admire everything that they're doing. You're influenced by what you see the ball is doing, when you see the sparkles coming out in the club and they're spending $10,000. That as a promoter, I'm looking at that, but like, yeah, I'm getting a percentage of that. But in the NFL, most of the players, you only play in the NFL for what? 3 years, the average player? And then percentages are 80% of them are broke after they leave the league. After they leave the league, they are broke. Now, me as a promoter, I see them balling out of control and spending $10,000, and I'm getting a percentage of that. Now, if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be saying this, but I'm saying this to you so you get an understanding. Why spend all that money so you could be in a club balling out of control, spending $300 on a bottle when you can go to Costco and get that same bottle for $30? That makes no sense to me. But you want everyone to see you balling out of control, standing up on the sofas. I ain't gonna do it, but you know what I'm saying. Standing up on the sofas, trying to show out. Me as a promoter, hey, I'm gonna get that money. But real talk, I'm sitting there shaking my head like, this is ridiculous. So I'm saying that all to say that, yes, you can aspire to be better. Yes, you can try to do those things because people do make it. People do make it as a football player and a basketball player, or they do make it as a rapper. But by the show of hands that I saw this morning, the percentages are too high of the individuals who are dropping out of school. And that's why we're here this morning. We're here this morning to prevent all of that and to educate you. Yes, you can have a good time in college. And I graduated, I can't even say that joke. I graduated from college with a PhD in some type of alcohol. However, it's important to take advantage of all of these scholarships. I wish I could go back right now. They have a scholarship for liking the color red. I want the scholarship for the person that's skinny. I want the skinny scholarship. Can I get that scholarship? Yes. I want that scholarship. I want all the money that I can get. So for those of you that are here, please take in the information that's being delivered to you on this stage right now. Okay? Y'all feel me on that? Was that real talk? Okay. I mean, I can keep going. But we're going to keep going and continue. Next up, coming to the stage, she is the president, the board president of Education for a Better America. Put your hands together and embrace her and embrace this moment. Show us some love for Miss Dominique Sharpton. Keep going, show her love, show her love, show her love. Keep going, show her love over here. Show her love right here. Show her love over here. Which side is the loudest? This side. This side. That side. Show her love. She's so beautiful.
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. It is so good to see all of you. You guys you looking fabulous out there. Thanks for being here today. You should be so proud of yourselves for taking this initiative to really enrich and enhance your lives, your experiences. My name is Dominique Sharpton. For those of you who do not know, I was just introduced, but I am the board president of Education for a Better America. And we put this event on for you today with the help of so many wonderful people and organizations. So you should be proud of yourselves today because we're all here. We've all done this. We've all been working diligently for this day for you. Today is for you. So I want you to take a pat on your back and say thank you because this day is for you. And we want you to get the enriching experience of this day and all that it has to offer. I have the pleasure and distinguished honor to introduce someone who was really influential in my life. He is my father, but he is also a worldwide leader and an advocate for justice and social activism. So I don't know if you guys know or heard of him. The Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton is here today. And he is the National He is the national president and founder of National Action Network. And National Action Network, which all of you should get more information about, and we'll hear from various leadership throughout the rest of the day. I'll be a couple more minutes. Just give me a little bit more time. I need your attention. But National Action Network is the leading civil rights organization of this country today, and Reverend Sharpton is its leader. We also have our youth leader here that you'll hear from, Miss Mary Pat Hector, who is 15 years old from Georgia. And we fight so many different issues that affects us today of people of color, that affects us, such as gun violence, such as education inequality, healthcare inequality. We fight those issues so that we can be a strong voice and stand up for those who are voiceless and for those who need advocacy. That's what we do with our organization. And we're really, really proud and really, really happy with the progress we've made. We've only been we're only 22 years old. So we're really, really proud of the progress we've made. And we've been able to bring so many different issues and cases to light and shed light on things that are happening in communities around the country where there won't be a lot of recognition or wouldn't be a lot of attention. And one of the biggest cases that we've worked on, we're actually happy to have their family here with us today, the family of Trayvon Martin. Miss Sabrina Fulton. Miss Sabrina Fulton is in the house. And her son, Javon, who actually is a student that goes to FIU. So all of you who want to be students of the college, here's one right here of FIU University. And that's Trayvon's brother, and they're also joined by their attorney, Mr. Benjamin Crump. So I wanted to take the time because we want you to know how important you are and how important the community supports you and how important the community wants to be there to lift you up. A lot of you will go through experiences in life. So many things will happen. Things will come up. Circumstances will arise. But know and understand that you do have a strong support system. Your community is your strong support system. You have teachers. You have advocates. You have people in your families, in your communities, in your churches, in places that you go and worship that will stick by you and will help to maneuver and develop you. So we want you to tap into your communities. We want you to be involved and engaged with what is going on around the world. But we also want you to have, more importantly, the access to information, to valuable information that you can utilize to make better decisions and better choices in your lives. So that is what Education for a Better America does. We provide access to the information so that you have options to reach further opportunities in your lives. And you'll hear from a lot of different other leaders that are here today. We have two very distinguished honorees we will honor at a moment. But I'm just basically here to welcome you and say thanks again for being here. I'm going to turn it back over to Ice-T Thomas, and we're waiting on Reverend Sharpton's arrival. Thank you.
Once again, give Dominique a big round of applause. I know, DJ Ashley, you're not trying to get me to do the wobble wobble up in here. How many people know how to wobble? Push it up, let me see your chest. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. All right, stop. Woo! I need some of y'all to join me on stage next time. Woo! Dominique?
I'm back.
We got a change in the program?
No.
Because I was about to go in. I thought you were about to join me, honey.
So I just introduced him, ladies and gentlemen, but he just walked into the room. He is the president and founder, as I explained to you, of National Action Network, the leading civil rights organization in this country, and also the host of MSNBC's Politics Nation. Give it up one more time for Reverend Al Sharpton.
Thank you. Never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can say, thank you. Never. I can't do the wobble wobble on a gospel song. First of all, let me thank all of you that are here, and certainly to our leaders of education,
Mr. Cavallo, and others that are present, because it is very important that we understand our value. I wanted to come down with Education for a Better America today because many times we get caught up when we're young in the wrong priorities. And old folk tell you stuff and you say, yeah, right. And you go on and figure this is old folk talking. How do I know? Because I used to do the same thing. But the fact of the matter is that many times we forget that some of us have come through the same hoods and barrios that you came from. And people would never expect us to do anything and be anybody. And the excuse they give in life is, well, because you are underprivileged or come from a poor home or less opportunities, we don't expect you to do much. Well, that's what they expect. The issue in your life is not what others expect of you, it's what you're going to expect out of yourself. When I was growing up, my father left when I was very young. I come out of a single-parent home. I never saw my father till I was older and very well known. But my mother believed in me. She had to drop out of school when she was in the 7th grade in Alabama. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. But my mother made me believe in myself. And I learned that if you believe in yourself, it doesn't matter who else does not believe in you if you believe in yourself. It doesn't matter if everybody believes in you if you don't believe in yourself. Now, my daughter introduced me from National Action Network and MSNBC. The title she didn't give you is that there has been times in my life where I've been the chairman of the board, president, secretary, and only member of the Al Sharpton fan club. And we would meet every morning. We'd go in the bathroom wherever I was at, and we'd have a meeting. And we'd get Al together. Go, Al, you can do it, Al. Don't worry about what they say, Al. And after we'd have our meeting, I'd come out the bathroom, I'd be ready for the world. What am I saying? You have got to be the head of your own fan club. And I don't care if no teacher believes in you, no principal believes in you, no school superintendent, no teacher union head. If you are the head of your own fan club, you can do whatever it is that you want to do in life. I got a little older, I met a man named James Brown who became a very famous entertainer. And I remember riding around with him one night, just he and I. He became like the father I didn't have. And I told him, I said, well, I've tried a lot of things, but, I come out of a broken home. He said, what do you mean you come out of a broken home? I said, well, my father left when I was young. He said, Reverend, don't use that as an excuse. I said, what do you mean? He said, my father left me when I was 5, left me with my aunt who ran a whorehouse. I don't know if I'm supposed to use that language. A house of ill repute. He said, my mother left when I was 3. He never met his mother till he was starring at the Apollo Theater in Manhattan. He said, my mother and father left, and I did something. He said, so what is your excuse? And what I'm really saying to you is whatever sad story you have, somebody has a worse story and did what they had to do anyway. So don't run around feeling sorry for yourself, because the only one that you will find in life that's going to feel sorry for you is you. Make something of yourself so you can turn your story into your glory. Now, I was reading about the tensions between black and Latino students I'm reading this story about Booker T. Washington, school in a war zone. What war zone? What are we fighting each other over when we're all trying to get out of a social circumstance that none of us put ourselves in? We are not each other's friends. One bound by color, the other by language. All of us trying to correct what has been done against us. Blacks and Latinos ought not be fighting each other. We ought to be fighting with each other, those that don't think any of us should make it. Well, you ain't right because you know, you black and this, that, and the other. You ain't right. Meet out. Who do you think you are? If we come together and understand that it is strength united and it's strength coming up together, then those that think neither one of us is anything cannot discriminate against us. It's not about your color, it's about your kind. Everybody that's my color is not my kind. And everybody that's my kinfolk is not necessarily come with my skin folk. Last year, a tragedy happened in this state with Trayvon Martin. His mother's here this morning and his brother. Stand up. Give them a hand. One of the things that I saw is blacks and whites and Latinos and Asians and straights and gays, people all over the country stood up and said, we don't know what happened, but they deserve a day in court. And because we all stood up together, we're going to have that day in court. It showed what we can do together. Now, I'm not prejudging the trial, and they're not. But we're saying it shows the strength of people united. And what was great about the Trayvon Martin movement is that we did it without throwing one brick. No one got hurt. There was no violence. Even when I'd get angry, Sabrina, the mother, said, we're not going to have that. I think sometimes she thought I was her son, Reverend. She pulled my coat, put me in check. Because it's not only that you have a right cause, you have to act right with your cause. Her attorney, who comes right here from Florida, built his way up. He's here this morning, and he's been an attorney and spokesman for them. And, you know, he would go out there and speak for them, and I'd try to speak. I'm a little cuter than him, but we let him talk. Attorney Benjamin Crump, stand up, Benjamin Crump. But let me tell you, a tragedy happened every day. What happened to Trayvon, the courts will deal with it, and it's something that is near and dear to my heart. But what bothers me also is what we are doing to each other every day. You can't talk about what you think somebody did to Trayvon and you're displaying the same recklessness and the same uncaring behavior one to another. You can't put on a hood for Trayvon and then act like a thug yourself. You can't desecrate those of us that fight for you if you're not going to fight for yourself. Every time you walk across a stage with a high school diploma, you're striking a blow for those that fought to give you the rights and the privilege they didn't have. People say to me, well, you got to understand the reality, Reverend. A lot of them come from homes that didn't have all opportunities. A lot of them come from single parents' home. A lot of them come from conditions where they needed help. I told a guy that was telling me this not long ago, I said, I know a guy who come from a single parent home. grew up different parts, always moving around. For a while, his mother had to get food stamps to feed him. You think he'd grow up and be somebody? He said, probably not. I said, well, next time you're in Washington, go by his house. He's at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. He's the President of the United States. Barack Obama came from that background and used education to lift himself. And now people that come from comfortable backgrounds, that had mom and daddy at home, had all of the money they needed, spoke the language perfectly, have to walk in his office and salute him and say, good morning, Mr. President. You can do that. May not be President of the United States, but you can be the head in your field. You can make it to where you want to go if you believe in yourself. The other thing is that we've got to be healthy. Health is not just some nice thing you put on a card. You can't do anything unless you take yourself seriously. If you really love yourself, you'll take care of yourself. There was once a time that I was way obese. I was over 300 pounds, just eating fried. I'd get up in the morning, fried chicken for breakfast, fried chicken for lunch, 2 fried chickens for dinner. I used to go down south to my grandparents, and when the chickens saw me coming, they would start acting like pigs, going oink, oink, because they knew one of them was dead because I was in town. But I learned that you've got to be careful how you eat. You have to be careful that you exercise. You need to start young, because if you don't do it young, when you get old, it will not be part of your character. So I waited late in life, but I did it. And now I'm too old to enjoy all of the young girls that whistle at me when I go through the airport. What y'all laughing at? I'm serious. That wasn't a joke line. So I wanted to come. I'm proud of the Education for a Better America. I'm proud of what Marcus Bright and my daughter Dominique are doing. But I wanted to come myself to say to you that you can be the next Barack Obamas. You can be the next John Legends. You can be the next models of what it is. Don't be like those of us that are out there now. Be better than us. I had an organization called National Action Network. I tell the young folk, Mary Pat Hector, who's our youth leader, I tell them, don't be me, outdo me. I had a guy that was a mentor of mine who used to always be on me. You ain't doing this right. You're not going to get this done right. You'll never be like me. You'll never grow up and be like me. Well, now every afternoon at 6 o'clock, he has to watch my show on television. Because I not only did him, I did better than him. But somebody got to do better than me. And somebody has to do better than those out there. Use them as a basement, not as the penthouse. Go bigger than them, better than them, because you have more to work with. And as we fight for what is right, don't shame us by going to what is easy. Bullying and being the baddest guy on campus won't make you. Be the smartest guy on campus. Don't be the one that can beat up everybody. Be the one that can outthink everybody and say, I don't have to fight you, I'm better than that. I don't have to stoop to your level. I can outthink you. I can use my brain. And young ladies, don't let young men reduce you to just some object and some eye candy. Don't let them make you just some eye candy. Talk about how fine you are. And you ought to be with me. No, tell them you got to have it up here to be with me. Don't look at my behind, check out my mind. Any moron can sleep with you. It takes a real thinking man to wake up and have a discussion with you. So I hope we take this seriously. I hope we stop the war zones. The war zone is not blacks and Latinos. The war zone is a war against ignorance, a war against illiteracy, a war against low expectations, a war against being less than our best. Let's fight that war. Let's win that war. Let's stand together and let's be all that we can be. Thank you and God bless you. Now, it is my honor to present the boss man down here with the schools and who believes, as we believe, in doing and beating the odds. We all have our politics, but we're all united, whether it is the school district, teachers union, civil rights. We all are united in believing in you. Let us bring on our school superintendent, our district leader, Brother Cavallo.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate the introduction. Well, I guess, can you hear me? This is on? All right. What a job I have. I have to speak after a rousing presentation, convocation by Reverend Al Sharpton. I mean, if there was one person, I like to speak, but if there's one person I really dread following is this man. So, sir, thank you so much for coming to Miami for bringing inspiration. And not only inspiration, also I heard loud and clear the challenge that you are worth far more than the label that unfortunately sometimes defines you. And I think that is something that Reverend Sharpton spoke about. For my brief presentation, I really want to, number one, congratulate all of you young men and women from about 20 to 21 senior high schools who decided to come out here today and build part of your future. What I also want to talk about is something that unfortunately many of you linger in and unfortunately never seem to be able to escape out of. I want to talk about impossibility. I want to talk about success. I want to talk about education. But I feel that before I have the right to in fact speak to you about success or education or the opportunity that we believe education creates every single day, that I have to tell you a little bit about my own personal story. Because as I go up and down the aisles, as I look you in the eye, as I was asking some of you what high school you came from, I'll tell you the truth, I see myself in your eyes. I see myself not so long ago as somebody who faced the same challenge, the same daunting challenge. And if I am here behind this podium on this stage, I can tell you, speaking of impossibility, that nothing is impossible. That this land is still the land of opportunity. This land is still the land of innovation, but you need to make it work for yourself. And there is no greater enabler of equity than education. You can try anything you want, but the preeminent and sole enabler of equity is education. In fact, education is the only enabler of freedom. Education is the only enabler of democracy. Show me an ignorant nation, I will show you a repressive and oppressive people. Show me an education a nation that is not educated or values or devalues teachers and educators, and I will show you a nation that is intolerant. In fact, I believe that ignorance leads to intolerance, and intolerance is the basis for lack of education. Those that are not accepting of somebody who prays to a different God, or somebody of a different color of skin, somebody who was born somewhere else, or somebody who may speak a different language, are ignorant. But ignorance is a lack of education. So education is not solely the acquisition of knowledge. Education is the promotion of awareness. It is the enabler of equity. Now, why do I tell you this at a time in our country when the hypocrisy of some sometimes permeates the air for all? At a time when it seems that the voice of the few fills the space and makes it seem like the moral majority. It is not. I heard carefully what Reverend Sharpton said. It is through unity. It is through the unity of diversity. All of us from different places and different tongues and different colors and different religions coming together and forcing to carve common ground around what's important to all of us, not just some of us. And ensuring that in this race of life, in this race of humanity, nobody is left behind. That somehow we have the courage to ensure that everybody gets to cross the finish line at the same time. Now, some of you may say, but some can't walk so well. If they can't walk so well, do not take advantage of that for you to get ahead of them. Pull them with you. Now, I'm not telling you to slow down, but I'll tell you this: success is not an elevator ride. Success is a staircase, and you get to the top one step at a time. You don't skip them, you don't trample over people. I am not asking you to not have high and lofty goals. I want you to have high and lofty goals. But I do not want you to ignore or abandon the sound of your souls. You see, greed and profit sometimes cloud the image of success. Some people will use other people's heads to get ahead. You will not do that, for you are divine and inspired people. You have a purpose. You have a purpose. So let me tell you a little bit about what I see in you when I look at my students in Miami-Dade County Public Schools. You see, today I don't look as sharp as Reverend Sharpton, no pun intended. I won't even speak as well as he does. But I'll tell you one thing. What he believes, I believe in. And do not mistake this suit and tie today for anything other than what I wear. It is not who I am. It is not a reflection of where I come from. So for all of you, understand this. Six is the total number of years of education that my mother and father together had. Neither one of them got past third grade. My father was a custodian, my mother a seamstress. 6 is the number of siblings in my family, brothers and sisters. I am the middle kid, so to speak. None of them, with the exception of me, graduated high school. After graduating high school and living for as long as I lived with my family until I was 16 years old, we lived in a one-room apartment with no running water and no electricity, no kitchen. There was a community bathroom and a community kitchen where the moms and the dads congregated to cook. What separated my parents from where we lived was a curtain. We did not have a mattress. After high school, because I knew if I didn't do something dramatically different, I would be condemned to a life that preceded my father and mother both. I knew to be someone and get to be what I wanted and who I wanted to be, I needed to leave. So I worked for 8 months, folks, scrubbing the decks of a cruise ship to earn, at that time, 8 months to earn $1,000 US. With $1,000 back in the early 80s, I could have bought 2 years of college. 2 years of college in the same place that enslaved my family. Or I could have bought the 1 round-trip ticket to New York City. Guess what I did? I jumped on that plane. I had to convince folks at the American Embassy that I was going to go back. I landed John F. Kennedy International Airport. Within 4 hours, I was scrubbing pots and pans in the bowels of restaurants in Manhattan. But I did not leave that condition to come here to scrub pots and pans every single day. But matters not what you start doing, what your origin is. What matters is the noble and dignifying journey you take and the destination that you're meant to arrive at. And that happens not by destiny. That happens not by destiny, it happens by design. It happens by design and by personal design. Not by destiny, not by chance. So today, as an American, by choice, not by chance, I take pride of where I came from. Because here's what I know. This is still the land of opportunity, the country of innovation, the place where you can dream big and actually get there. But one step at a time. If you think it was easy, once I got here, it wasn't. From pots and pans in New York City, to construction, laying asphalt in a hot sun, a day laborer, to doing roofing in Florida, to scrubbing more pots and pans in Miami. But sometimes you have to put in the time and make the sacrifice, for anything worth obtaining usually carries a degree of sacrifice and a cost. But here's the one thing I never forgot. My father, when I was leaving Portugal, a humble man whose knowledge and education betrayed incredible love and compassion, dignity, principles, and values. And here's what my father said. Alberto, no matter where you go, there you are. Think about that for a second. No matter where you go, there you are. You will never leave yourself. You are who you are regardless of what you wear, regardless of the car you drive, regardless of where you live, regardless of the titles, in fact, you obtain. You are either a person of dignity and honor or not. I know life for you young people today is tough. But what worked for me must work for you. And in fact, what worked for me must work for you as a multiplier of 10. For you are brighter, you are smarter, you have more opportunity. That is our expectation of you. Do not be eluded, do not believe the big screen of the movie that tells you that everything is easy. There is a happy ending all the time. Life does not come packed in 2-hour segments that you pay $6 or $7 to watch. Life is not an easy love story like those in the movies, because those are written by script writers. Yours is written by God Himself. Respect that. Do not believe in your own invincibility. Do not succumb to the politics of greed. Fight those who choose to oppress others. Choose to force those who allow for loopholes that devour the innocence of America, one child at a time in Miami, to close those loops. I heard Reverend Sharpton say that the only war in America is the war on poverty, the war on illiteracy, the war on oppression, the war on unemployment, and those wars are not fought with guns and bullets. We have no need for guns and bullets in America, for bullets will not address poverty or illiteracy. Be daring to be bold. You will make mistakes, as I have made mistakes. Next time you think you're perfect, try walking on water. You will make mistakes. Never be eluded by the fact that you are not perfect, but you can walk and work towards perfection. Be, as the Japanese proverb says, you can fall 7 times, but have the courage to stand up 8. Always come out on top. And my friends, as I close, let me talk about this simple word, but so destructive, impossible. You see, impossible is just a big word that's thrown around by small people. Every single person that's ever said to me, that's impossible, you can't do that, has always been a smaller person in stature or in intellect than those who actually believe in your true potential. There is no impossible. Impossible is not a fact. Impossible is an opinion. You see, you have the power to explore and change the world. You have the ability, the intellect, and the inspiration. Those who have taught you and molded you have provided you with a passion and compassion to do so. Never believe that anything is impossible. Impossible is not a declaration. Impossible is a dare. Impossible is potential. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing. Make your impossible your inevitable. Let me leave you with a brief challenge. A brief challenge. We expect of you, unlike some of those who believe that the better days of America have already passed us. People actually write books, the greatest generation, as if somehow there can't be a better generation. But the one thing that has made America strong and America good is education. Under God's eyes from up above, every single student in America is the same, with the same God-given opportunity to strive, to learn, to change, to transform, to inspire. Now I'm counting on you, as a father, as a teacher, as a principal, as an educator. I am counting on you to become the greatest generation of Americans that ever lived. The Reverend said it, I say it again. I'm counting on you to be the presidents. I'm counting on you to be the ones who discover the cure for cancer. I am counting on you to be the ones who will build and erect the structures that will withstand earthquakes like the one that destroyed Haiti. I am counting on you as the people that will fertilize the deserts of our country and across the world. It will bring hope, democracy, and freedom. All that you will do, for you are the greatest generation. If you believe. If you believe. Let me leave you with one closing comment. There are a lot of people here today that deserve recognition. There's somebody here who has overcome incredible challenges and obstacles. He wheels himself around today because he was struck by a murderous bullet in the mean streets of Miami. His name is Aaron Willis. He is a 9th grader at Booker T. Washington. You see, I didn't invite Aaron to come here. I saw him here. I talk about Aaron because if Aaron has the courage to bring himself here, if Aaron has the courage to go back to Booker T and continue his studies, what is your excuse? If Aaron has the ability, regardless of his disability, to inspire people like me, what is your rationale for not trying your hardest? My friends, this is your country. This is your nation. And our nation's future depends on you, and you, and you. I will never forget what my father said, no matter where you go, there you are. No matter where Aaron Willis goes, there he is. He is not defined by a long stride. He is defined by the depth of his soul and his spirit, the determination and the courage that carries him. Sabrina, your courage will determine how far our nation will go as far as compassion is concerned. No justice, no peace. And the only thing that assures justice is education. You want to build peace, build education. I believe and I trust in you. God bless all of you. I look forward to seeing you across the graduation line.
Give it up. Stand up. Give him a big round of applause for the superintendent, Alberto Carbon Hall.